Have you ever walked into someone's home and immediately thought, wow, this house feels really expensive even before seeing the living room? Most times, it's not because they have spent thousands of pounds. It's because they have paid attention to one space many people overlook, the entryway. If your hallway currently feels plain, cluttered, and unfinished, don't worry. Today I'm sharing 10 affordable interior design tips that will immediately elevate your entryway without breaking the bank. That's the goal. These are the same design principles I implement in my client's home, and I promise you it makes a huge difference. Before we get into the video proper, please do the needful, hit the like button and subscribe, and let's sit and enjoy the ride. Okay? For any piece I mention in this video, I'm going to be linking lots of Amazon finds I can lay my hands on for you guys to use and elevate your space. My number one tip will always be start with a clear vision. If you do not have a vision, you cannot have a mission. You must have a vision to have a mission. The question is, do you want your home to feel warm, luxurious, minimal, family friendly, practical? Just think of how you utilize your space. Think of what you do when you walk into your entryway. The first thing you want to do you want to just drop your key? Do you want to just think about your lifestyle in general? That's where the vision comes in. The biggest mistake people make is buying decor pieces just because they are trending, even when you're not sure of where you're going to use it. Trust me, you end up cluttering your space and it won't make sense. Instead, choose a style and let every item support that vision. Let's say you are someone that loves a minimal entryway. You love an entryway that feels minimal and not cluttered. A vision is very important. How do you want to feel, or how do you want your guests to feel when they're walking into your home? I always tell people this: your entryway speaks the language of your entire home. If you are someone that loves minimal design, your entryway should feel less cluttered, minimal, but aesthetically pleasing. And have a clear vision before you start buying pieces. Trust me, consistency always look more expensive than expensive furniture. Now, my next point, which is very important. In fact, the moment I walk into a client's home, the first thing I tell you is you have to declutter. You have to look into the things you haven't used in months, discard. Entryway is not a place where you dump your shoes, all sort of keys without putting them together, okay? Entryway is not where you come in and dump your jackets. Trust me, your home is not going to feel expensive. So can we all agree that shoes or jackets scattered everywhere in the entryway makes the home feel very messy? The quickest and cheapest makeover in an entryway is simply removing all visual clutter. Store seasonal shoes away. Let's say you have a shoe rack in your entryway. Only keep shoes that you use on daily basis, and the rest should be stored away properly. Hide bags. You know, some people just walk into their house and they have hooks where they hang their bags. I'm not a fan of that. I'm just sharing practical tips that I feel will elevate your space. I want you to look at it. I want you to visualize it and see how this works for your lifestyle, okay? If I want a space to feel elevated, I'm not going to have hooks in my entryway. I'm not going to have hooks where I come in and just hang my bag or hang my keys. That's a no-no. It definitely will not elevate your entryway. If you feel your entryway is where you need to store up daily shoes, keys, jackets, what I always advise people is get a key box or a decorative tray where you can throw in your keys. For shoes, you can just get like a bespoke shoe cabinet, or you buy off some very aesthetically pleasing shoe cabinets that you can see. IKEA does some, I think Amazon. I'm gonna link some of them here for you as well. I'm also gonna link some key boxes, okay? For jackets, what I always tell people is if your cloakroom is very close by, you can use your cloakroom. Or if your home does not have access to the garage, I would just recommend you create an access through your entryway and then have like a hook where you can just open the door and hang your jacket. That's literally what has been working for us in our home for the past 6 years, and I can tell you how practical that has been, because your entryway should always breathe. Remember, luxury isn't about having more, it's about seeing less. If you can keep this principle, then trust me, your entry will always feel expensive. My third point would be add a statement mirror. My goodness, you guys know by now that I do not joke with mirrors in the entryway. I can play around with any other thing, but you see mirror, I think mirror is a must in every entryway. Now, it depends on the style you're going for. If you want a very decorative one, by all means. If you want a minimalist mirror, by all means. But mirror is a must. A large mirror instantly makes the entryway feel larger, feel brighter and bigger because it reflects natural light. Round mirror softens the space. Rectangular mirror creates a more modern look. It depends on the look you're going for. If you want your space to feel softer, in fact, if you look at our entryway, we used to have a rectangular mirror here and I felt it was too dense, it was too heavy for the space. We still have that mirror in our garage. I had to go for an organic mirror and it instantly made the face feel soft. Let me tell you something I have realized when it comes to styling up a home. You see, when it comes to mirrors, the simpler my mirror is, the better for me. Except maybe I really need a piece to make a statement in that space. Trust me, I would rather go for simpler but larger mirrors than all these heavily dense, over decorated mirrors. It just depends on the style you're going for and depends on the finishing you're looking for. But if you are not sure about what you want to do in your space and if your space feels a bit small, I would just advise to go for a large minimalist mirror. It always does the magic. For me, having a mirror in your entryway is a must because everyone loves doing one last check before leaving the house. So it's a non-negotiable. Now, use a console table. The idea of console table is a bit here and there, but if you have the space, console table is also a non-negotiable. The only time I skip console table is when the space is very narrow and I know that it's going to obstruct movement, right? Then I can just ditch having a console table. But if you can, go for the slim ones. I will link some slim console tables for you in the description box. People often think they need a huge entryway to have a console table. That's not true. As long as it does not obstruct movement. There are slim console tables that work perfectly in narrow entryways. All you need to do is style it simply. Maybe a lamp, a vase, a candle, a tray of keys or a box of keys. And that's all you need. Don't overcrowd it. And you will see how your entryway will feel expensive. My very fifth point would be introducing warm lighting. Listen, for every space to feel luxurious, warm lighting is also a non-negotiable. Lighting automatically changes everything. It takes it from 0 to 100. If your entryway only has one bright white bulb, swap it for a warm white bulb. I'm going to be linking a lot of warm white bulbs for you guys, be it E14, E27, swap it. Do not do white bulbs. They make your home feel very clinical. Even better, add a table lamp or a floor lamp, wall sconces. I'm going to link a few of my Amazon finds again for you guys in the description box. In fact, for me to stop saying I'm going to link, just check the description box for most of the things I've mentioned. I have a lot of Amazon finds that I have linked for you guys. So soft lighting immediately creates that warm feeling when someone walks through your front door. My next point will be bring in greenery. How can you not? Listen, nothing makes a home feel alive like plants. Now, the bone of contention is, do you want to do live plants? Do you want to do artificial plants? Whichever one you choose, make sure you bring in greenery. Real plants are beautiful, but if you can't keep them alive, be like me and get artificial plants. There are lots of high quality artificial plants which you will find in the description box as well. A tall olive tree, a small eucalyptus arrangement, or a simple vase with fresh stems equals instant elegance. So introduce greenery to your space, okay? My next point will be layer with texture. I think if you have been an OG on this channel, you will know how much I do not joke with texture. Now, you can introduce texture in your space through different means. Luxury isn't all about expensive furniture. It's about layers. Think about adding a beautiful runner. I don't know, for some reason, I just don't like runners. I don't like runners. The last thing you see me introduce in a space would be runner. But if you like runner, please, by all means, introduce runners in your space. It could be in a form of a a foot mat, like, the doorway mat, a woven basket. You can have a console table and have a basket underneath where you used to collect, bits and bobs. Of course, as a family, there are going to be bits and bobs lying around. If you can introduce a woven basket, it adds, extra texture to the space. Ceramics or vases, all these textured vases. I definitely love textured vases. You can use that to also introduce texture in your entryway. I'm going to be linking some pieces. In fact, check my description box for all the juicy Amazon finds, okay? Listen, this is what I want to be doing for you guys. I feel like I'll share all these tips and I just share random Amazon finds in my description box relating to whatever topic we're talking about. If we're talking about entryway, bedrooms, living room, I'll just link all my Amazon find because I feel like they're just wasting. I'm someone that just lie on my bed and just start scrolling through my Amazon. I love scrolling through Amazon. I have a lot in my basket, so I could as well just be dishing them out for you guys, okay? Remember, natural materials make your home feel warm and inviting. Now, my next tip would be upgrade your hardware. This is one very inexpensive way to make your home feel expensive. Before now, I used to think upgrading hardwares are quite on the high side, but trust me, they're not. They are not. For some reason, upgrading hardwares are so underrated. Changing simple things like coat hooks, door handles, light switches and socket, or even cabinet handles can completely modernize your entryway. These small upgrades cost very little but create a high-end finish. Sometimes it's the little details people notice without even realizing why. So invest in upgrading your hardware today. Add personal touches. Yes, this is very, very important. Your home should tell your story. Instead of filling your entryway with random decorative objects, display a family photo or a photo of a favorite place you visited as a family, or favorite item, decor piece you bought from your favorite place, things that mean something to you. Artwork you genuinely love, you need to make sure that the artwork you are displaying in that space speaks to you. You love it. It means something to you. Or even a meaningful sculpture. For me, it's very important that your guests should get a glimpse of who you are from the moment they step into your home. Finally, don't forget the floor. Your floor is as important as anything you do in your entryway. People spend so much decorating on eye level that they completely ignore the floor. A beautiful runner instantly elevates the entryway. Like I said, I'm not a fan of runner, but I admire them in houses and all that. As long as the runners are proportional in size, don't go getting all those tiny runners that will look like they're lost in your space. So make sure that your runner is proportional to the size of your entryway. Choose one that is durable, easy to clean, and not slippery, and complements the rest of your color scheme. Let me also say this. I've seen homes that the moment you open the door, the first thing that greets you is carpet. How do you do it? Because I don't understand how guests will come in and they're like looking at the carpet in front. I've seen a lot of builders or developers do this and it cringes me out because it's not practical in the first place. They're only doing it because it saves cost for them. But think about how people need to live. When someone is walking in, the first thing they're walking in, they're coming in with their shoes. At least it should be hard flooring, which is very easy to maintain because that's like a high traffic area. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you have such a house as a new build, please, it doesn't cost a lot to upgrade to hard flooring. The entryway, this is like just what I think. Okay, at the end of the day, people's choices vary. If you think that the carpet in your entryway works for you, by all means keep it. But if not, please upgrade. It won't cost much. It doesn't cost much. The truth is, you don't need a massive budget to create a beautiful entryway. You simply need intentional design. Remember, your entryway is your first impression of your home. So treat it as such. I've had a lot of clients come to us and say, yeah, I want to work on my living room and my master's bedroom. And I always knock it off with, what happens to your entryway? Are we going to work on your entryway as well? Because your entryway speaks the language of your home. If you can make people smile before they've even reached your living room, Omo, you don't win for this life. You don't win. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these tips are you already using? And which one would you be trying next? let me know in the comment section, because I always love to read your comments. And let me know if you found this video very helpful. Do you want more of these design tips? I just feel the need to start bringing back these design tips, okay? And then as I bring them back, I'm going to be sharing links of all my Amazon finds, okay? It's going to be an impactful one, but I just need you guys to support me by liking, sharing. The moment you guys keep making these videos reach more people, trust me, I'm gonna sit here and share more of these tips with you. But if you guys don't engage, it will just discourage me, and I'll just go about my normal client review and all that, okay? So please share to a friend who need this inspiration, and remember to hit that like button and subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video. Stay fabulous. Bye.